Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in to my current subscribers. Thank you for returning. To my new people, thank you for clicking on this video. I want you to know that if you are drawn to this video, then this must be a message that you need to hear. So I'm going to talk about finding your level of consciousness. And I want to start off by saying, my interpretation of consciousness, right? And consciousness to me is like knowledge. It's like the knowledge of the things around us, the things within us, not only from what we learn in books, but the things that we've went out and we've touched, tasted, and felt. So our experiences, because our experiences is what help us grow spiritually. So consciousness and spiritually, to me, spiritual are two different things, and I'll make a video on that as well. But finding your level of consciousness and being comfortable in your knowing in that moment or in that level of consciousness is very important as you move on your journey, on your spiritual journey. So one thing that I've learned to do in finding my level of consciousness and being okay in my level of consciousness is not comparing my knowledge to your knowledge, or not saying the things that you, being open to different types of knowledge, because the truth for someone else does not mean it's not a truth for you. It's just not a truth that you've experienced in the moment. That's why people have so many arguments and disagreements on fact, what they say are factual things. So let's say if so I have this thing with colors, right? So if I ask my son, let's say, hey son, what's this color? And he tells me blue, in his level of consciousness, because not only does the consciousness affect it affects all of your senses, i.e. your sense of sight. So when he's looking at this car looks blue to him. But of course, I have a different level of consciousness that's affecting my sight. So my level of consciousness, I could see green, right? And it's not saying that what he see what he's seeing isn't green and that it's blue. Like I can't tell him that what he's seeing is not blue, and he can't tell me what I'm seeing is not green. But that comes with your level of consciousness. So you could go back and you can meditate and you could try to figure out, hey, why is he seeing blue and why am I seeing green? And you come back and your level of consciousness has increased. And then you realize that, hey, this is blue. So now you've reached a different level of consciousness, a different level of understanding, a different level of knowledge, right? Because consciousness plays a part. The more knowledge you acquire, even if it's random knowledge, the more knowledge you acquire, you are able to apply those things to your daily life, apply things to your daily routine, your children, your family, not imposing those beliefs on them or the knowledge that you've received, but showing them through what you had, showing them with the knowledge that you have received, if that makes sense, right? So that's one thing. Don't compare, just lead with a sense of openness, a sense of willing to understand where they're coming from, because not everybody's going to have the same perspective. Not everybody's going to see the same color, and it's okay. Like, knowing that that is okay is the first way to get through the door. It's the first way to say, okay, I'm open for new knowledge or new experiences, okay? The second thing, because I didn't write this down, it's really just coming off the top of my mind. But the second thing that I've learned in understanding my level of consciousness, trust yourself. Trust what spirit is trying to tell you, because spirit is going to speak to you differently than spirit speaks to someone else. So the main thing that I would say is trust what you're hearing and you're seeing. And I say hearing and seeing because sometimes spirit can talk to you through a voice inside of your head. It could be audible where you can actually hear them, or it could be in your mind's eye. It's like a vision that you have. Like you're just walking and you can actually see what's trying to be said to you. It's like when I first started, right? And I would see something spiritually, like I would see something in my mind, and it was always opposite. It was like, okay, I see someone with, when we were practicing remote viewing, I would see someone with um, a brown shirt on with white khaki pants. I don't know if white comes in khaki, but the pants was white. But in actuality, it was a white shirt with brown khaki pants. But that was my level of consciousness. That was my level of understanding. I was not wrong. It's just that how I was able to interpret the vision that I was given. So I think one important thing to remember in evolving consciously or coming into knowledge is understanding that your view of things, your perception of things is to help you grow spiritually. So the knowledge that you're receiving in those moments, in those instances, are just for you and you alone. It has nothing to do with anyone on the outside at all. Nothing to do with them. It all solely relates to you. And as you start to grow consciously or receive knowledge, then though people on the outside will project to you the knowledge that you're seeking, right? So let's say I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out how to build a car. I'm so not interested in building a car, but that's all it came to me at the moment. I'm going to research on how to build a car. And because I asked for the knowledge or the consciousness behind building the car, when I go outside, I might meet a mechanic. I might meet an architect. Do architects build cars? I don't know. But I might meet someone who's had the experience of building a car. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you to sum it up is that, one, trust your level. No, don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't compare yourself to your friend, even though you all are on the same journey. Don't compare yourself to that person because their experience and their knowledge base and their consciousness base is going to be based on them. That's it. Remember, we're all connected, but we all have different levels of this connection. And what I mean by that is that it's like we all go to the same school. We're all gonna, when we graduate and our diploma is gonna say MSc University. It's all gonna say that, but you have people that are in the first grade through the 12th grade. So if your friend is in the 6th grade and you're in the 4th grade, it's not saying that they're more conscious or more evolved. It's just that their level of understanding or their level of knowledge is just more, it's more broader than yours. And it's okay because guess what? You're going to make it to the 6th grade. You're going to make it to the 7th grade and you'll graduate at the 12th year and go to college or whatever, however you want to put it. But just know that do not compare your level of consciousness with anyone else's. And that's the first, that is like the key thing, because if you start to believe, or if you start to believe in other people relative than believing in yourself, you're giving them your power. And then how is that going to help you? How is that going to help you spiritually? Remember that, you might have somebody that knows a spell or knows the definition of something, or may know something that you haven't experienced yet. That's completely fine. But don't give them the power of over you by relating it, believing more of what they're saying than what you're saying, because that goes into my second point of trusting the voice inside, trusting your spirit guides, trusting your ancestors to tell you the things that you need to do to grow spiritually. guide you to the store and buy the owl, guide you to the store to buy an owl that'll help you run into Sean, and Sean is the one who's supposed to help you learn how to throw fireballs. I don't know. But if you relay more on that person and say, hey, am I supposed to throw fireballs? And of course they're going to say, yeah, because they're seeing a dimensional view of you. But they don't know how to tell you how to go about learning how to throw fireballs. Does that make sense? So don't give someone else your power of don't give anyone power over you to dictate how your consciousness is developed. Boom, that was perfect. How your consciousness is developed. Learn to trust the spirit inside of you, your ancestors. And if you're like, how do I know? Because this voice is so calm and so peaceful. It's like the voice will talk to you and it'll be like super random, and it'll, well, if that's how spirit talks to you. Now spirit could talk to you audibly, like you're listening to someone that's right in front of you. You can have that, and then you can have visions. But one thing that I've noticed, and I'm just blessed to have all three, one thing that I've noticed is that spirit is calm. Spirit isn't going to shout at you. Spirit isn't going to cause you to be scared. It's not going to it's just a calm. It's like a grandmother's love. Like that spirit is going to come to you and show you something, but it's on you to move. It's on you to trust it, right? And but in that moment, it's going to be a calm energy. It's going to be a loving energy. It's going to be something that's saying, "Hey," like in a when you're watching a movie and you know somebody should go somewhere, they should go through the door, and something like, "Don't go through the door. Don't go through the door." Okay, well, if you want to go through the door, go, but be prepared for this. And it's not going to yell at you. It's just going to say, hey, don't go through the door. And it's literally up to you to not go through the door or to act on whatever spirit is telling you to do. Right. And it also comes through a feeling or emotion. Like sometimes when something shows up that's loving, you could feel super excited, super happy. And then it's like a high that you go on, but guess what? It's the same polarity. If something comes to you that feels dangerous, not fearful, because there's no such thing as fear. If something comes to you and it feels dangerous, then spirit, you'll heat up. Your body will get hot. You'll some people freeze. Some people just react because the body or their spirit can't function in that type of environment, right? So just keep in mind that your level of consciousness is okay, and it will grow and it will decrease, but it's all based on you. When I say decrease, I mean you can suppress it as well. It could be like, well, I thought I wanted to go down this road of understanding life and understanding how spirit works and understanding alchemy, and then you change your mind. It's suppressed, but guess what? The knowledge is still there. That knowledge is still there. You can't unlearn something that you've learned, right? But that comes with a clause too. So, but I'll talk about that later. And that actually relates to the subconscious mind. I'll talk about that at another time. But those are the two things that I would say. Understanding your level of consciousness is not comparing yourself to other people and making sure you're listening to spirit. Make sure that you're listening to your higher self, your spirit guides, and your ancestors. Okay, so this video is getting pretty lengthy, and I hope that you all truly enjoyed it. If you have questions or you want me to do a video on something, please go ahead and leave a comment. Like, subscribe. I hope this is reaching the audience that it's supposed to reach. I'm just moving on as spirit inspires me. So thank you. This is